Hi, horror movie people. Hey, welcome to our episode, our podcast number 9. I'm Killer Chameleon, and this is
Dawn of Decay, and we have a special guest today. And I don't know what happened or how we got him on, but he is Matt, and he makes horror movies and shorts and stuff. Producer. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what got you
we
into it.
kidnapped his cat. That's what we did. Like
Yep,
I'm just kidding.
we got both cats.
Yes, please tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do, and yeah, just give us take the wheel.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you guys for having me. I very much appreciate you guys taking the time and everything to talk to me. Um, my name's Matt Schmidt. I started out trying to screenwrite and go that route. And then as far as that was concerned, it's a very challenging world, screenwriting. It's like, well, you can't get a job without an agent, but you can't get an agent without a job. So I did the traditional route, sending out query letters and all this stuff to agencies, and basically nobody wants to talk to you because they're getting bombarded by thousands of aspiring screenwriters. So to break in is, I don't want to say impossible, and I don't want to discourage anyone from chasing their dream, but it is very, very difficult to break in as a professional screenwriter. So I kind of came across the world of like Amazon Prime and Tubi and noticed a lot of independent films getting released and stuff. So I said, okay, well, I can't do my screenplays because they would require the full Hollywood machine behind them, and I just don't have that type of budget. But I noticed some found footage films being produced, and I'm like, okay, well, I could pull that off within my budget. So that's what I did. I just started doing found footage films. But the problem is as much as I am impressed by found footage and recognize the talent that it does take, my heart, I grew up with a very love of cinematic style. So
Mhm.
I always wanted to revert back to that if I could, which is infinitely more challenging and a lot harder to get done, especially get done well. So after a few found footage films to amateur to varying success, I went on and decided to make my first cinematic style short, and that's where Mr. Sandman came into play.
Very awesome. Very awesome. Yeah. No.
Which
Yeah.
are
No.
you? Do you lean toward horror movies or do you lean toward action? Which one do you prefer?
I do truly love genre films in general. So whether it's action, horror, fantasy, adventure, I lean towards that. But at the same time, some of my favorite films are drama based. So I am a lover of cinema. I grew up on cinema, and I never went to film school, but to quote Tarantino, I did go to films, and I feel like I absorbed a lot of that language and how
Yeah.
to speak film and how to translate film. Um, but with horror, the great thing about horror, it's kind of the great thing about comedy. It doesn't cost a lot to scare someone.
Mm-mm.
So when you're talking at the independent level, you can produce a good horror and you could produce something scary and not break the bank at the same time. One of my favorite examples to this day would be like Paranormal Activity.
Yeah. One of my
Not
favorites, by the way. Huge
yeah,
Evil
fan.
Dead.
not
Yeah.
not a
Evil
huge
Dead for me.
budget in any way, shape, or form, but I mean, just scary as hell. And it just worked on
It
such an
it draws
effect.
you in. It draws you in, but there's so many elements to the movie that like actually like helps with that.
So
And actually, me and my brother have not a huge background, but we have a background in live theater.
Okay.
So the two of us, he did a lot of the lighting. I helped with sets, and I did acting, and like it was really fun. It was a good like experiment to
yeah,
have.
I did years ago. I played in a band and they got signed to a label, and it was an eye opener because it's all a business. So like people think when you sign a record label, it's like they're giving you money. It's a loan, and you have to pay it back with interest, and like
Right.
because they got to make their money. They're
Oh
not
yeah.
just doing it because they want to do it. I'm not. I think the same way with movies. If you get investors, they're not going to give you $10,000 and be like, I just love movies. Unless you
Exactly.
put it out of like one of them I'm here to fix your plumbing movies.
I told you, Jesse, you got to do your OnlyFans. We gotta fund this.
But people don't understand that when you make a movie, you kind of bound to with creativity because you got to do what for people investors do.
Well, yeah,
absolutely.
You've got an investor putting $20,000 into it, and he come to you and be like, I don't like this scene. You can't really be like, hey, I'll do what I want. Unless you're Rob Zombie and you got like money.
And he started off without money either, though. Like, you got to realize he started off working at it too, chipping away.
But look at, like, I like the lower end films. Like Evil Dead was not, it didn't cost them hardly nothing to make.
Chef's kiss.
It was like so many mistakes, but it became a cult classic. So, like your movie Sandman could become a cult classic one day down the road, and you would be like, I didn't even know, like they didn't even expect it. It was just a bunch of kids making a movie, and now it's got like the whole Evil Dead, universe. So, I mean,
I do. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but speaking of that, Matt, I really do want to see a full feature of the challenge, though. Personally, I know you're cinematic, but I do want to see a full feature of that. By the way, I really enjoyed it. And it probably has some good, like, old school shorts. I like horror shorts a lot, and I know, Jesse, you're not into found footage.
I hate
He's not a fan of it. We disagree. It's fine. I find a love of it.
Eye of the Dead the other day, and I had to take a shower afterwards because I just don't like that found footage stuff. It just
you know what? So I started off not liking found footage for a long time. I couldn't stand it. I thought it was awful. And then I realized that it's more intimate than a lot of things, and that's when it like changed me.
It's more intimate, yeah.
It was intimate. It is
found footage too of her husband.
All right,
I'm
gonna stop my brother because he's gonna go down the tangent. But I do have about 15 questions for you if you're cool with it. If you don't want to answer it, you can skip. But
fire away.
Okay. Okay. Was there a moment during the production, and we can speak either your short or your Mr. Sandman, but was there a moment during the production where you thought the movie might become something different than you originally envisioned?
With Sandman?
Yeah.
Hold on a second. I don't want to interrupt, but she made everything on the list because that's all she does.
I'm the list.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm the organized one of the group. This is how shit gets done.
Don't worry that part out.
Guess what I do for a living? HVAC.
So as far as no, that's actually what I really loved about Sandman. Sandman's one of those times where my imagination matched exactly what I got to put on screen. And I think it's because I took my time. I went back to that cinematic language that I learned. And when watching Sandman, both of you being horror fans, you probably picked up on a lot of little things that were inspired by some of the greats, like Poltergeist, like Evil Dead, like The Shining.
The camera book.
Yep. I took a lot of that language that I learned and I grew up on and said, okay, how I want to implement that into Sandman. And it's great with the tools that are available now to amateur filmmakers. Yeah. It's unbelievable how close you can get to full-on professional looking on a shoestring budget. And so I was so happy that my vision was actually matching the material. So Sandman had a very specific goal in mind, and it was to tug on those primal chords of childhood fear of the dark. I really wanted to capture what is it that, children go through with their imagination and the fear of the dark, although in this case there's an actual threat, but because it's a movie, it's fiction. But what do we go through? We fall asleep downstairs. We realize that we fall asleep and everybody else is in bed. We've got that long, terrifying journey back to our bedroom. We're turning on lights. We're turning them off as we race to one part of the room. One part of the house to the other. Every noise is something. Every shadow is something in a child's imagination.
I still do that, by the way.
Exactly. You
Yeah, as
know,
an
and
adult.
to this day, I cannot sleep in a room,
As an adult.
to this day, I cannot sleep in a room where the door's open because I'll look down that hallway or into that empty space and my mind will start filling things in. So I wanted to make sure that I really hit those childhood fears in people. And, you know, I got to say, the response has been overwhelmingly positive. So I'm really, really happy with the way it came out. So I can't say that this one diverted from the vision that I had. It
Yeah.
really followed the course.
I was
So
gonna say that the creepy ghost, like the like that sequence when she's in bed and then like the ghost girl, like that. Yeah, that got me for a sec. I won't lie. Like I was
so
like, all right, all right, all right. But
with that being said, is there anything budget wise, anything like you hit a wall where you're like, hey, I wanted to do this, but I can't because of budget, time restraint. You know, like I used to do when I was younger, much younger. Me and my friends, we used to do horror movies.
that was
Okay.
But
forever ago.
that I mean, it's been 30 years. We would be like, hey, well, I want this head to be cut off. I want roll. But when you get down to reality, we was 15-year-old kids that could not, you know, I mean, a watermelon, you know, you cut.
Right.
So, you know, like in your head, you're like, I want this cool scene. I got this cool scene. But in reality, you get kind of time restrained with money and just, you know, is there anything in that movie that you was like, hey, I want to do more, but something held me back on budget, or just actor couldn't do it, or just anything, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, this was actually a constant battle between me and my producer because my heart is more in I want to get into your psychology when I'm making a horror movie, and his heart is more, hey, I want to see heads lopped off, like you just said. And
Yeah.
I said to him, I said, look, if we can't do it right, if we can't make it look good, it's going to take the audience right out of it. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I do not want to do that. I want them fully engaged. I do not want them at any point going, oh, that looked terrible. You know,
CGI.
it's like so fake that it's like,
Yep.
you know, like,
And I won't lie, I've actually turned off movies within like
Yep.
the first 15 minutes of just watching them, and I'm like,
If
I'm done. I'm done.
if I see a bad piece,
You overshot the moon, like, and I'm like, you know,
you know what
maybe
they
if
say,
you,
less is more. So the
agreed.
best
Agreed.
movies ever is when like a killer kills somebody and you don't see it. You maybe see the feet, and you could put that in your head.
okay,
Like,
I could
like
agree and
Sleeper right
disagree on
there.
that. By the way, I will agree to disagree on that one. I believe that, yes, but if you have a budget to pull it off like Terrifier, fuck yes. Let's make the magic happen of the blood. Like
Right.
I'm a
And
gore girl and I love it, but I also love psychological, and I
I
believe there's a
totally
time and
understand what
place.
you're saying on that.
Yeah.
You know, for me, I'm split because so I'll take the original Halloween. People thought they saw a bloodbath. You left there thinking you saw a
It
bloodbath.
was no bloodbath. Great
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah,
Great
it was
movie.
a lot of use of shadow, a lot of use of empty
Mm-hmm.
spaces, and you know what producer Erwin Yablon said, and I agree with him. Theater of the mind.
Yeah.
Your mind fills in those dark spaces
Yeah.
with
Yep.
what you saw. So you come out of the movie with a feeling, but
Yeah.
if you analyze the movie, that's not what the movie was at all.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
even with something like Terrifier, I would actually argue it a little bit different because I would say there's tons of movie with over the top gore like Terrifier. That's not something new.
Yeah.
What I think what makes Terrifier effective is the way he messes with people before he does
Yep.
what he does.
David
So
Howard Thornton is amazing, by the way. I love watching him, and actually, I love his story. I don't know if you've actually watched his story, but he was picked on in school. He was kind of just like, I don't know about you, I'm not going to speak for you, but like us, I was picked on for being
I
weird.
picked on her a lot.
Yeah, he did. But
I
like,
I was a skinny kid with
most
acne.
of
Yeah, I was a skinny kid with acne, and my last name rhymes with shit. So trust me, I got my heat. I got my heat. Trust me.
my original last name was Daniels, so everyone was like, I like Jack Daniels. And my dad was an
and
alcoholic, so I'm like, this
we
made
had
it
a
worse.
we had
Yeah.
a 15-foot Star David in our front yard, and
We did.
was our dad
We were
was,
Jehovah's Witnesses, by the way.
yeah, but our dad liked to drink and never give a drunk man a welder. Because they'll come up with some stuff you'll never believe. Look at the store. You're like, you gonna sell it? No.
All right, I'll get us back on track. And actually, you answered my.
He was talking about the thing. I say a good movie that does what he's saying is The Shining. If you ever looked at the original Stephen King Shining, there was more psychological in that movie than gore. It really like messed with your mind more. And same thing with Halloween. And like the opening scene when that kid with the knife, it was not gory, but it was creepy to have that kid just walk up and just stand there, and you're like, oh, okay. So I mean, gore. I like gory movies, but I like I said, more psychological. I'm not a big found footage fan. I'm not a big I like the cinematic one where it's like the camera stay and it tells the story. But
So,
anyway, go ahead, Amy.
yeah, I was gonna say, to this day though, you brought up The Shining, Room 207, the lady in 207, still. I still to this day, this is a good horror movie. To this day, I still have to pull shower curtains back sometimes. It has happened to me as an adult where I'm like in the bathroom and like I have to like move a shower curtain. Like,
he was toned down. What are you talking about? He was like, "Oh no, I'm going to take a shower. I hope no evil entities come in here. I'm all naked." She did that on that Bellevue mansion. I called her by herself on the steps, going, "Oh no, ghost! I hope nobody comes over here and touches me."
okay, that's taken out of context. That's not what happened. I had the thing facing. I was like, "Oh, okay, come on, ghost, touch me." That's not the same thing.
I walked in on that and I said, "What are you doing?" Anyway, get back to your question. My ADD is going everywhere.
Do you mean to throw like one of the glow balls from the mansion at you, like the cat balls? You're good? Okay. I hate you. Anyway, child abuse. Child abuse is happening later. I'm gonna beat you. No, actually, the tie-in, my first question actually tied in the next two questions, and I don't want you to repeat yourself, but I was basically asking what emotion you wanted to invoke with the audience. And I think you kind of answered a little bit, but like maybe like more detailed.
Can I throw my opinion in when I watched it? Sure. It was creepy. It was creepy. Definitely, I got the creeps a lot. I got confused because the story. I didn't catch storyline, I guess. Great movie, great cinematic. Just the story it made me confused, but it was creepy as ever. Like the whole movie, I'm like, oh, it's you know what I mean. I'm waiting for that. You know what I mean?
Well, then good. That means I did my job. So,
but I got lost in the story. The story. As you can tell now, I can't keep focused. So I think I might have looked away and looked back. So, but you did do a good thing on the creepiness. The fact that I was waiting for that jump scare a lot when I watched that movie because I was like, is it going to? And it didn't, and that made it even more uneasy because you didn't go for the easy jump scares, if that makes sense. So
yeah, I tried to avoid that if I could. In answer to the question, basically, one of the first rules in screenwriting is that you want to make it primal, which means you want to make it as relatable to all humans as you possibly can. And when you're talking about this, one of the things I thought to myself, going back to the child thing, was, okay, I figure, here's the thing. Either everybody who's watching it could be still a child. It's it's a horror movie I think is relatively safe for, I'd say like 10 and up.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
And then, but if you're not a child watching it, we all were children once. And here's the thing, no matter what race, gender, culture you grew up in, the fear of the dark is a human primal fear.
Yep.
It's the fear of the unknown. And, I've said this a million times, but I don't care. It's a perfect example. What makes that opening scene in Jaws so effective? Not seeing what's going on underneath the water, because it's dark and you can't tell. It's what you can't see that can be so much scarier than what you do see. So if you make a story primal, I think you just have an immediate, if nothing else, I knew my story would be relatable. Now, whether it's good or not, that's up to the audience. But relatable is just a key factor in crafting a story. And another favorite example of mine is Star Wars. Why is Star Wars so much more effective than all these other sci-fi films that were all around before and after. What makes Star Wars stand out? Well, my argument is it's primal. They're like, what are you talking? What's primal about a bunch of spaceships and Wookiees and stuff? I'll tell you what's primal. That one scene of Luke walking out into the sunset and looking out over it. If every human on Earth can't relate to unfulfilled destiny, to feeling like you were meant for something more, then you just don't have a pulse. So when you hit those primal chords in people, at minimum, your story is going to be relatable. And I think that's something I really wanted to hit on here.
No, I actually appreciate that. Like I don't write anymore, but back in the day when I did write, it was kind of I mostly did like poems and haikus. But like when I write, it was usually and I'm a painter too, by the way. So embarrassingly enough, I didn't like people seeing my paintings because I felt it was too raw, and they got to see who I am. And I kind of see that in your work actually.
You like, felt you were opening your soul.
Yeah, and I feel like your work does that a little bit too. So that's kind of why I asked that question, because I just wanted to see what you wanted to invoke. And just watching your work, I saw that. Like, and I think that's something to say for people. I feel like that when you open your work that way, and we're not talking about Hollywood, we're not talking about other people like putting a way in. You're doing the work. You're making it thing. You put yourself out there. So right. I actually appreciate that.
Absolutely, you do. Yeah, well, being a creative, you understand exactly what I'm saying.
If your thoughts can sway somebody else, that you did your job. You know what I mean? If your thought was scared of the dark, I'll guarantee you, when people watch that movie, they're gonna bring that back to their kids. Like I did. I was like, I remember like jumping in the bed and not hanging my feet over when it was dark at night because I was scared of what's under the bed. You know?
No. This man, he's my older brother by like a year, a little less than a year. But we would watch horror movies as children because our parents didn't have a restriction. We could watch whatever we wanted when we wanted as children.
That was like my parents.
And he would be in my bedroom sometimes talking to the wall.
I had to sleepwalk.
He would sleepwalk into my bedroom and he'd be talking to the wall and he was afraid and he would be talking about the horror movie. It was Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay. Stephen King, it did it too.
It did it as well, yes. And he was like, "Fuck those clowns." I
still hate clowns to this day.
He still hates clowns, and I love clowns. So, but yeah, that would be him. Now let me ask you.
You're good at your art because what you put through, I could feel in that movie that what you've been saying is like. I remember when I was a kid, and what scared me was the dark. You know. Parents used to, hey, go take the trash out. And it was dark outside. You would run out. You'll run out, throw it in the trash can, and run back in fast because your mind's going to that. And that's, I mean, you pretty much.
Well, Jesse can tell you, I'm a little creepy though. I actually like the dark a lot. I'm a very like.
She used to hang out
outside at night by myself. I'm very into it.
I'm telling you, she used to be outside. I hope no ghosts come. Oh no. She was like,
I find comfort in the dark. Personally, but I get where that is, and even my son when he was little, he had night terrors from just I had to put like the little night light in and everything because he would just be afraid. I'm not the normal. I'm the exception.
Do you see what I'm talking about? Somebody go gets a lizard as a pet. I'm just saying. I got a cat, and she got a bearded lizard. Next thing you know, she's gonna have a T-Rex.
I want a T-Rex. We can't have them though, but like no, I have a snake called Summer. She's 28 years old, and then I have it's a ball python. Yeah,
ball python.
Yeah. No. And then my newest addition. He's back there. You can kind of see him. That is Leviathan, and he is a chameleon. So yeah,
he has a coffin in her living room.
I do have a coffin in my living room
with body in it, human
and Ouija boards. It's fine. Yeah.
So I don't know about you. My wife decorates house, and this is my space right here with my shed. So I don't get to decorate the house.
You look like you look like a post-apocalyptic that's not decorating. That's chaos.
I put my movie poster up, and I put my drink machine. So anyway, back to the
yes. Okay. Can I ask you? Matt, what was the
No.
hardest scene to film and why?
Oh,
That's a good one.
okay. That's actually an easy one. It was without giving too much away for those who haven't seen it yet. It was the mother scene, the mother, whatever you want to call it, possession/nightmare scene.
Yeah.
That was the hardest because we had an incident with the eye contacts that she was wearing.
Oh,
so
no.
we were trying to get them in, and one of them went in without a problem, and then the other one was giving us the hardest time in the world, and she was getting so frustrated and so upset, and it took us, God, it took a long time. It took well over an hour to get that thing in. And when you're messing, I didn't touch her because I didn't want to touch her eyeball or anything. Like, I wanted her to do that herself. And finally it like goes in, but it goes up under her
I've
eyelid.
done that. I've done this before. Yes. I understand completely what you're talking about. Yeah.
And she said, "Oh my God," my heart dropped. So I was like, "Oh my God." I was like, and of course, like when you're worried, a million thoughts come into your head at once. So as soon as it happened, I'm like, well, movie's over, emergency room, lawsuit, here we go. I'm like, let me get her help right away. I'm like, I'm screwed. It's over. I just screwed up this girl's eyeball for life.
I would give her a knife and then be like, y'all saw her? She came at me. She came at me with the
Also,
knife.
I will side note you, Matt. That scene made the one you're talking about kind of made me think of Poltergeist too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Poltergeist too.
Yeah, with the dad, the possession of the dad.
Which fun fact?
Okay.
Fun fact. If you
most people say Evil Dead on that one, but okay.
Well, so sorry. The context, yes, I was actually going to mesh the two. Yes, the context very much Evil Dead, but then also like the parental person that you're trusting turning
on you.
Yeah. It made me think of Poltergeist too.
Which
Okay.
When the dad,
fun fact, you could tell that woman, Dawn of the Dead, very first one, the contacts they only could put in for 2 minutes at a time, and then they had to spray their eyes out.
You mean Evil Dead?
Evil Dead and Dawn of the Dead, the very 1971, the contacts they put in to make their eyes look
White
was so bad. It took actors only could be in them for 2 minutes at a time, and they said that was hard to film because their eye would dry out and the contacts wouldn't come out, and so.
Yeah, it was difficult, and when it was up there, I was like, there was a good like 30 seconds of panic, and when you're panicking, 30 seconds feels like an eternity.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, she blinked, and it magically fell into place.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my God!" And I'm like, "Are you okay?" She's like sobbing while she's like, "Yeah, I guess I'm all right." I'm like, "Can we get the shot real quick and then you can take them out?" And she's like, "Okay." So but she couldn't see, so I had to guide her back into the bedroom, and I'm like, "Okay, let's go, roll this damn thing." I'm like, "Get the shot."
Nice.
Did you do the Tiger King when that happened? I'm never going to financially recover from this.
Matt, I'm going to give you this thing. This will make you feel 1,000% better. So, as a person that's, I've worn glasses forever and I wore contacts for years. I used to wear color contacts, and I actually lost a color contact in my eye for 2 months.
Oh, wow.
It went up like you're talking about.
Yep.
And I had no idea. I was asleep and I was really bad about like not taking my contacts out. Fell asleep. I thought that I had taken them out because, bender, 20s. You know what I'm talking about. And,
yeah.
And then 2 months later, I was trying to put another contact in, and then like I had a double eye, and I felt like a horror movie. I was like, why do I have two eye pupils? And then I realized it was my old contact, and I was like, oh.
I can't do contacts. I got them Chinese eyes that you can tell. I got them. It's just I can't get them in.
I just thought you're stoned.
Stoned. No.
Mister, I won't even do mushroom coffee. He won't even do Rise mushroom coffee. That's not.
Yep.
I love that stuff. That's actually what I'm drinking right now is my Rise.
I don't smoke. I don't drink. I just don't believe in that.
I'll not
drink regular coffee.
Jesse, it is not. There's no drugs in it.
Folgers is just fine.
It's no drugs. It's
Folgers is fine.
I love
It's
my
the best.
THC drinks, by the way. But
It's the best
anyway,
part of waking up.
yeah, I know you're a country redneck. I got it. It's fine.
I'm just saying, who wants to mushroom coffee? Come on, what a
Um,
hippie.
all right, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on because I'm
Can I
conscious
ask?
of time
Can
and Matt's
I
time.
ask the? Can I ask the question? Since you got the
Absolutely.
list,
Please.
what was your budget on the movie? If you can tell us, was it what was the full budget? How do you? So, say me and you want a movie, want to do a movie. How do you go about getting a budget, figuring out the, you know what I mean, the raw aspect of it? How much you pay to actors? How, like how much money a lot per scene and stuff? Like, is that something as a producer? Is that the producer or more you? And how do you go about it? And what was your budget on this movie?
Yeah, well, as far as budget goes, we ran about 5K from start to finish with Sandman. I ended up, and I don't know if we've even discussed it yet. My daughter is the lead actress, so I only had to pay her in McFlurries, so that was good.
That's why you get your kids.
Yep. As far as the other two actresses,
And she did a great job again. I want to reiterate that.
Yeah,
She did a
she
fantastic
did good.
job.
She did a good job.
Thank you very much. I'll definitely pass those compliments to her. She is at swim practice at the moment, but I will let her know as soon as she walks in the door. As far as the other two actresses, I had worked with the woman who played Mom, Mackenzie, before. But yeah, she was paid, and so was the grandmother. She was a paid actress. So I have a casting agency near me that I use, that's always helpful with these things. And I don't want to call them cheap because that sounds negative, but I have been able to find affordable quality talent through them.
Yeah.
Because there's always someone starting out, and they'll always want to work, but that doesn't mean they're any less talented.
Yeah.
So I lucked out.
Everybody's got to start from somewhere. Everyone's going to start from somewhere.
And I lucked out with the people I ended up working with. So, but yeah, the budget was about 5K, and with Grandma, I think we only had her one night.
Did you fund the budget yourself, or did you get a back?
Yeah, no, I funded it myself. I've seen the Kickstarter campaigns and the GoFundMe's and everything, but there are so many out there, and the market is so diluted that I didn't even bother. I said, look, I'm filming in my house, which is saving me money. I'm filming with my daughter, which saved me money.
Mm-hmm.
It came with its own challenges filming in my house, because I do have a full house. I have the wife, two daughters. At the time, it was a dog and a cat. So, I mean, and asking everybody to be quiet and only being able to film at nighttime. So it came with its own challenges for sure. But thankfully, budget was something I was able to pull off without breaking the bank.
Cool.
Have you seen your money return on it yet, or what's your projected return you think you're going to get off this movie? I mean, and I know this boring, but a lot of people don't know behind the scenes.
It's not boring. I think it's actually fascinating.
It's a business. It's a business, and you would like to get your money back where you can do another movie since you self-funded it.
Correct. I can't say I've made money off these films. I could say that I would say, if I were to guess, I'd say about, between all the films I've made, I'd say about, I've gotten a 50% return. So I've definitely lost money, but the goal for me was more, because these streaming services don't pay a lot, and the distribution company takes its cut and everything like that. So I don't find it to be that lucrative. I know people have gone the DVD route and made really good money off it and produced other films. I personally, my goal was to get more eyes and maybe get some heads turned my way, so I don't have to go through this. And like I said, I don't think it costs a lot to scare people. I've seen people with fundraise and do these big budgets, and they hire a lot of names, like people from conventions like Felissa Rose and Kane Hodder, and all these people. And but I'm not seeing the quality of film necessarily coming out of just because you hire a name. And I'd rather try to make quality films and try to further build up my resume
Yeah.
and have the payoff come later. So that's more my goal.
Yeah, and I was
you can
actually
100% tell that that's something you want to do.
yeah,
You know,
I completely respect that actually, and
it's not a cash grab. It's not like, hey, I'm gonna just make
yeah.
a movie straight to DVD and pump it out and hope I make a bunch
So
of
we
money.
were discussing before you got on. We were talking about Curry Barker. I have so much respect for him, and he's one of the new up and coming ones. And he did the new movie Obsession, which went past ET right now. Like, and
Yeah.
I remember his early stuff. I was watching his Milk and Cereal. I remember watching Milk and Cereal from him, and
Okay, I've seen that. Yep.
I had this discussion with a friend of mine that is not into horror. A couple months ago, we were talking about it, and I said, the thing that I love about horror the most is we're so adaptable. We can bring in people that you don't know, actors and
Yes.
actresses. As long as you have a good movie and you have a good soul in the movie, we can bring in people you don't know and we can break box office. Like, I was like, I love that about our genre, and I was like, it's untouched, like, in that way.
Yes.
Because unfortunately, when you do comedy or anything else, they have to have that star power or they have to have the backing and they have to have the say so and everything. And I really appreciate that. And I was going to ask you this for any of your movies. I actually haven't watched anything but your Sandman and the short, the challenge.
Yep.
But what character do you relate to the most?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I can honestly say I've never been asked that question before. I mean, with Zoe and Sandman, there's definitely a lot of my childhood in there. I drew inspiration from things I used to do, pulling my feet under the covers, throwing the covers over my head, being scared to go to the bathroom at night, running back from the bathroom to the safety of closing my door.
We definitely did the running the bathroom. We could hear each other. We were in a single wide trailer, by the way. We lived in a single wide trailer. He was Harry Potter. He lived in a closet. Not kidding. His bowl cut glasses.
It was literally a closet. They converted.
We were really poor. We grew up really poor, and so like it was the bathroom, my room, and then his room.
Actually, I could just pee through the hole in the wall into the
You
bathroom.
There was a hole in the wall, actually. Yeah,
I could literally just roll over and open the toilet and pee.
But I do remember both of us having the same effect where we would just like at night I did it. I actually used to jump off the bed. Like I would take running and jump off the bed because I didn't want to like get near the bed so something grabbed my ankle and pull me under.
You should do a movie that relates to older people, have young people out and have them scared of the young people. It'd be like it's 8:00. We need to get home.
Actually, they do have a movie. I think it's on Netflix. It's called The Elders.
Okay,
No, it's a real movie. It's actually pretty good, and it's young people being afraid of the old people. It's actually
it's young people being okay. I was gonna say old people being
you
afraid
do
of
one
young
with
people.
the old people being in front of young. Make it
I was gonna
relatable.
say, that's,
Be like,
that was pretty much covered in Children of the Corn, pretty good. Yeah, I grew up.
By the way, that's our next movie we're going to do is Children of the Corn.
Oh, are you really? That's
yeah. We're gonna rip it apart, not in a good way.
I'll tell you. Well, listen, Malachi scared the crap out of me as a kid.
Oh yeah, same. He's the cult leader of all kids. He's the kid cult leader.
Who names the kid Malachi anyway, and not think he's going to be evil? That's like Damien. Like
Yeah, creative control, and I definitely had my clashes with my producer, but we're friends, so they were like friendly clashes about creative direction. Because, like I said, he's more of a gore guy than I am, and I have nothing against gore, but if I have a choice, I'd rather keep it psychological. So,
and that actually was one of my questions you already answered. It was one of my questions on my list.
Sorry.
I love it. No, I'm glad that you're answering these questions.
We went to the Bellevue Mansion, and she literally had a list in the truck before we went in. And one of the things on the list was "Don't be you." That was one of the rules.
Okay,
not to be me.
Let me actually say this. The reason I said that is there were other paying customers with their kids.
Okay.
And my brother can be a lot, and I love you, but you can be, and he will say stuff that's kind of out of context, and I wanted other people to enjoy their time too. We're
Okay.
not
Told me not
we're
to
not
be
the only
nosy,
people
be
there.
quiet.
And there were like probably what 30 some people. So there are 30 some
That's the rule
people.
for this show. She told me not to be me this show.
I did
Before
not
you
say
got on,
that. Don't
she said,
even.
"Do not be you. Don't be you.
You know what?
Don't ask him
Go
something."
make a GoFundMe and then get over it. It's fine. No, we have a different dynamic. I am the organized one. I take care of a lot of the day to day, and that's what I do.
I just show up.
And I was going to say, we do appreciate. I know we're not that big. Like I think
No,
we just started this channel like probably like 4 months ago. We only have like 70 followers.
I don't kill. This is my take on this.
And
I don't kill if
I was
people
gonna say,
watch us,
yeah.
If we don't, I love horror movies.
I love my brother. We didn't get to do this.
Sister. Yeah, she
And-
lives way away from me, like a couple hours. And this is just us hanging out, our Joshua, and I like horror movies, so why not?
Yeah,
And I
Yeah,
think if you-
absolutely.
we
you just
decided to
keep
make it a
down the
passion
road.
project together, and we were like, we're getting older. His kids are getting older. My son's gonna be 18 next year. I was like, it's time for us to enjoy what we enjoy because we always did, and we did grow up in an abusive environment. But horror was our connection, something that got us through it, and like,
She was the abusive one.
shut up, you were always
Yeah.
abusive.
I mean, look, obviously, if it's not clear by now, I'm all about passion projects. I'm all about doing what you want. I happen to work in a very stressful environment, my full-time job. So to have a creative release, to do what you want, to have fun, to be able to do something like this where you actually don't, with modern technology, you don't have to all be in one studio together anymore. And you can discuss horror and you can talk about things you love. Like, why not?
People.
Why not?
Like meeting you. You're a new person. I like to meet new people anyway. Because I do industrial HVAC. I'm in a mechanical room 18 hours a day by myself. So I mean so I like to meet other people mindset. We appreciate you coming on and telling about your movie and stuff. And
it's actually my pleasure. I love talking horror, and I actually like. So you like a few minutes ago, you threw a question at me about what character do I relate to, and it's a question I haven't heard from before on with the other podcasts I've been on. So I'm like, wow, that's something new. So I love hearing people's different takes, different perspectives, and where they're coming from. And it's like, I it's weird because like when you were talking about growing up, not having a lot. It's funny because it's like I grew up in an extremely affluent area, but I personally grew up in a 2-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
So it's like it's great to see people's different lifestyles, different perspectives, but yet, like you said, they can come together and bond over entertainment and bond over horror and bond over, so it's like, like, why wouldn't you want to do it? Why wouldn't you want to talk about things you love?
This has been the best group ever. So I actually didn't join. So I grew up, like I said, I was a weird one, and I love horror. And I 2020 happened, right? The pandemic happened, and I do clinical research, so I have a stressful job as well. I do understand. So it's day to day, and the job I just interviewed for, yay. Hopefully I get it tomorrow. Sure. But it's a step up from what I'm doing. But I love it.
She's gonna be a stripper.
Shut up, Jesse. Never in my life. But no, for me, 2020 was a big deal for me because I got on TikTok and I didn't realize the world of horror people. And we went to a horror convention 2 years later.
So guess who I dressed as? You. It's pretty obvious.
I'll just go with Leatherface.
No, Dale and Tuckle.
Oh, okay.
But Leatherface would have been great too, by the way.
Oh yeah, because I'm like 6'5" and about 350 pounds. So
wow, so you're even taller than I am. Okay.
Yeah, I'm the short one. That's fine.
She went as was it Lydia?
Lydia from Beetlejuice. Yeah.
Okay.
But we went and
I didn't even need a costume. I just showed up in my normal.
He said something so cool. He said it to his wife, and he said, "Hey, horror movie people are the sweetest, kindest people you'll ever meet."
They are.
It's facts. It's actual facts. And when I got into the horror community, and now I'm getting close to like 7,000 followers. Didn't even think that was going to be a thing. I know that's not
That's
that big.
awesome.
I know
I
that's
got
not that big of a
5.
deal.
No, that's impressive.
I
That's
got
But
5.
it's just being
5.
relatable and talking
Well,
to people.
I'll tell you why it's impressive, because you didn't buy your followers, which a lot of
No,
people do.
not at all. Yeah.
Right. So you built an organic following, which
Yeah.
is much more admirable than people buying a bunch of bots. So kudos
Yeah.
to you on that.
And I try to answer people. I don't do messages, by the way. I'm not good at that part.
No.
I'm very antisocial in that way. I'm not good at that. But I will say that I do genuinely like people. So
She ain't anti-social. She posts this constantly. Hello, my fellow horror movie TikTokers. I just took the biggest dump ever. You want to see it?
you know what? Next time I do it, I will. I'll include you on that one.
I've got a follower of what 7, and one of them hates me, Master Blaster.
Oh, Master Blaster. We always have to mention Master Blaster. He is a hater.
Master Blaster has been hating me since episode 1. He actually sent me an email, told me to die. So
Wow. Okay.
I know. I bring him in every episode.
Hey,
I
Master
invite him
Blaster.
on the show.
But yeah, I actually, if you don't mind, maybe not now, not in the next couple weeks, but maybe we'll have you on again. I had a bunch of more questions.
Oh, I've got one. I've got one. What is your next project you're looking at?
That was actually a question. Thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome. Hey, twin power.
Twin Towers.
Twin power.
Yeah, it's funny. I do get that question on almost every podcast, and I hate to like let people down. But I have a bunch of ideas at the moment, but because I am self-funded, and because I do have my own restrictions, especially now that my daughters are getting older, time is becoming the most valuable asset. It's amazing. My days off are actually busier than my days at work because I'm Mr. Taxi now for my daughters. But
I'm Miss Precious. You waste it without even knowing it.
yeah.
And when you're older, you get, you're like, I can't believe I wasted when I was in my 20s. I wasted days not doing nothing.
Exactly. Yeah. So right now I am really trying to, because I like I said, this is very much passion projects for me. And if I can't make something I love, I know I'm not going to put out something that's quality. And what I want to do is try to find one of my ideas where my idea matches my budget. And that has been challenging.
I've got one for you. Can I pitch you a movie idea?
Oh God,
Absolutely.
no.
It's true life too. It's about a girl. Every person she's date dies after she dates them.
It's been happening to me, by the way. It's a
true fact. Every single one of her ex-boyfriends is dead now.
That's unbelievable. That is unreal.
I mean, okay, it's not all of them, by the way. It's only 3.
Stabbed.
Okay.
Stabbed to death. Died in heart surgery. Kidney failure. Got hit by a bus.
No, there's no bus. I don't know who the bus guy is. I don't know who the bus guy is. Who's the bus guy? There's 3, and that happened. But I haven't had a lot of boyfriends. I'm not getting my dating history, but I haven't had a lot of boyfriends. I haven't.
And they're all dead.
I mean, listen, obviously, you're not responsible for that, but at the same time, that is it's creepy to have that happen. But if it makes you feel any better, and my
last boyfriend has really bad MS now.
Okay. I mean, look, life happens, and there's, and bringing this back to horror movies, you have what's considered the Exorcist curse, and the curse of the Omen, where so many people died, and the Superman curse, and all types of curses.
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Wizard of Oz.
Is it called Amy curse?
I personally don't believe in actual
I don't
curses.
Either.
So I don't, as a heck of a storyline that would make, told in the right context. I I can assure you it's not you. You know.
It could be called the Angel of Death, Amy.
Shut up. Anyway, but would you be open to come back on? I actually have a bunch more of actually really good questions. I'm not like rushing it or anything.
No, it's up to you. I mean, I'm still good at the moment.
Okay. Yeah. I kind of wanted to ask this question. I'm really curious.
Okay.
I'll be quiet long enough for you to answer it.
Thank you. Did you have any non-horror movies that inspired you?
Oh,
like your vision. I want to know, like, what
right.
was it horror that inspired your vision?
Oh, wow.
Sandlot.
Shut up.
That's a good movie.
How do you not drink? I don't understand that. Yeah.
Who?
You.
I don't drink. I don't believe in drinking.
I know. That's what's crazy about this.
As far as... I can't think of one for Sandman, but I can think of one, and it's somewhat slightly humorous for the challenge, but not that funny. So I don't want to say.
I just meant like cinematically, though. I don't even mean your movies. I just mean in general. Were there movies that you watched that weren't horror that made you want to be a filmmaker?
Shawshank Redemption.
Okay. So not inspired the movie directly, but made me.
No, just in general, any movie like Shawshank.
Yeah.
You watch Shawshank. Great movie.
Yeah. Okay. No. Well, there's, and here's my issue. I actually overthink and over-explain my answer, so I will. So because thankfully you can edit and shut half of my statements out.
I am. By the way, welcome to my world.
Okay. She edits me out a lot.
I do, but also I overthink everything. That's my whole life.
She does. Did you see her question? She asked some really good. Mine, I just think of something.
Matt, I actually spent 2 hours yesterday I was a little late to the party, but I spent 2 hours yesterday hanging out with my friend writing questions. So.
Oh, I love it. So here's one that you probably wouldn't expect me to say. Ed Wood is a huge inspiration for me. The movie Ed Wood, directed by Tim Burton.
I'll look it up. I have no idea, actually.
Yep, with Johnny Depp. So it is the true life story of who is considered the worst director in history. He made Plan 9 from Outer Space, and
that's a good movie.
He's known as the worst director ever. So
besides Uwe Boll.
Besides who?
Uwe Boll, the guy that did the video game movies, House of the Dead.
Okay.
I didn't even know his name, but okay. Don't you talk about House of Game?
Uwe Boll, look him up. Oh my god, he's the worst. But
the game was good because
Plan 9 with a real movie Plan 9. There were scenes that were like, in 1 second you're like in nighttime, and then the next shot you're in bright as day. Yeah. But it's the same.
I'm looking at this right now on my other screen, and Lord,
so Ed Wood. The movie Ed Wood, done by Tim Burton, it's actually my second favorite Tim Burton film. Is just it's so much fun to watch because the character Ed Wood is so passionate about filmmaking that he has a line in there that I love, and it's like, I just want to tell stories about stuff that I find interesting, and it's like, it's kind of him against Hollywood, that Hollywood won't make his stuff because it's such crap. But it's like he just wants to tell these stories. So even though his movies are terrible, it's an inspiration to every indie filmmaker out there, just because you're like, wow, I just want to tell the stories I want to tell. I wish there was ways to do it. And like I said earlier, thankfully technology has made it easier for independent filmmakers. But my all-time inspiration, and it's somewhat obvious, but I don't mean it in the way you think I do, is Rocky. Because Sylvester Stallone...
Say it again?
Rocky.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Rocky, because Sylvester Stallone's story on how the struggles he had to go through to get that made, and the multiple thousands and thousands of dollars offer that he turned down, just because he said, if I don't make this movie, if I don't star in it, and it goes on and becomes a big hit starring Jimmy Caan or Robert Redford, I'm going to kill myself, And I'm like, I get that. Like, you want this is his passion project. He wants to get it made, and obviously, not only is it inspirational on its face, but the
Yeah.
story behind it, which they're actually making a movie about the story behind it, which I'm super excited to see.
Awesome. Yeah.
I think it's called I Play Rocky. Is so super exciting to me. So if you want to talk about a non-horror movie that inspired me to want to tell stories, Rocky would definitely be it, because you're talking about someone with basically who sounds like he's unintelligent, but is actually a brilliant writer.
Yeah, I agree with that. Actually, I agree
love
with that.
Rocky because I got a speech impediment, and that guy, you can't understand him, Sylvester Stallone.
And actually, yeah, that's a fact. So people have picked on him his whole life, but my brother does have a speech impediment.
I got a speech impediment, and anybody with speech impediment that's in the movie, I'm fighting for them. And Rocky was my movie.
I'm gonna admit something, Matt. People don't know this about me. Jesse might. I love Princess Bride. Princess Bride,
great movie.
One of my favorite, one of my favorite movies. I can quote it line for line. In fact, my husband gets annoyed when we watch the movie. And during COVID, I love that they did the Princess. Have you seen it?
Princess Bride, of course, yeah.
No.
Boo,
during COVID, they did. There was a. I have to find it, but it was literally the Princess Bride, and it was a bunch of actors reenacting it online.
Oh, okay.
Together during COVID. It's the most funniest thing I've ever watched in my whole life. I ate some edibles and I was in the floor laughing the whole time. But it was really good. But
drugs.
I really enjoyed Princess Bride, and people don't realize that I do watch movies that aren't horror sometimes, and it's mostly comedy, by the way.
Yeah,
I don't think you can be a creative person and not enjoy. If you enjoy horror, you're probably going to enjoy most genres.
Yeah.
Because you're creative, you're open. So even in horror, right, you have 1,001 subgenres, and we covered found footage and gore and psychological and what have you. I'm actually a fan of all of it. I love cheesy bad movies because they're fun. Now I'm going into them with a different mentality. I'm sitting there more like popcorn and having fun, and but it's I will watch Friday the 13th Part 4 just as quickly, or probably quicker, because it's easier to watch than The Shining. Now The Shining is by far a superior film, and I love it, and it's one of my
Jesse, we got to do our Jason tattoos. Where's
there you
yours?
go.
Yeah.
And of course, you said Tim Burton.
Watch the Friday the 13th. They're fun movies.
Yeah, I agree. I love it. Actually, a couple of years ago, it was more than a couple of years ago, I got in this habit of watching really, really bad horror movies, but I respect the game. I do respect the game. I'm like, somebody took the time and patience to make this movie.
Yes.
And they knew, they went in knowing that it was going to be bad.
Yes.
I love that about it. Trailer Park Shark is a great example. Trailer Park Shark.
I can't do a movie, so I respect people who does movies because
actually
it's different. It's different filming it than great all episodes. We're filming now. We don't know how it's going to turn out until it turns out.
Right.
So I can't imagine.
Well, until I edit it.
But you can't. We get to look at it first. I can't imagine putting out in theater. You know what I mean? Putting a movie out in a theater. You got your own perspective of it. So one of the biggest things, if I had a superpower, it would be able to look at other people's through other people's eyes at stuff.
Okay.
Because that's
I think that's what a good director can do. They're looking at the audience, they're feeding back in. I do think that, and I was going to ask this question too, if it's cool.
No.
So your movie Sandman, I really enjoyed the sounds. I enjoyed the soundtrack.
Mm.
Was that something you did? Was something you hired?
So there's a little bit of a backstory behind the sound. So first of all, they're actually, with the exception of the classic movies like from Swan Lake, the ballerina chime and the sound of the dance macabre, and with the exception of those, the whole movie is almost all sound effects and no music. And even though some of it sounds like music, it's not. So I actually learned that trick from one of my favorite, and what I still feel is possibly the most underrated horror movie ever made, Exorcist 3. So
I thought. Sorry.
no, go ahead. You can
I,
clap. It's cool.
I
I
fucking
like the.
love.
I'm the original. I like the original Exorcist.
He's all about the originals, but I agree.
I
And
hate remakes.
why can I
hate
think of his
remakes.
name right now? The king of the underrated king of horror, and I can't think of his name. He was the transition. What's his name? He was in the Halloween movies. I don't know why I can't think of his name right now. Oh fuck! The actor that played the person.
Doctor?
No, the actor who plays the exercise person. I can't think of his name right now, but I love him so much.
It ain't the bald headed doctor.
He was Creamer Wormtongue in Lord of the Rings. Sorry.
Oh! You're talking about the guy who plays Chucky's voice.
Yeah.
Brad
Dourif. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was so fantastic in that movie, but that movie was so good. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I had to give my praise.
It's okay.
So The Exorcist 3.
Listen, I'm glad it's starting to get the recognition that it deserves. But so what they did was they had zero soundtrack in that, but nothing but organic sounds.
And it was creepy. It was so creepy.
So what I wanted to do here was, because it was supposed to be nighttime and it was supposed to be quiet, if you will, not a silent film, but a quiet film where every sound kind of meant something and kind of invoked a feeling. I took that trick and said, I want to apply that here because I want the audience to feel like they're in bed, to feel like they're, in a darkened house, in a quiet house. So I used sound effects. So even some of the stuff that sounds like music is actually sound effects that just sound like a theme, but not an actual theme. So I wanted to do that to complete the ambiance feeling of what I was going for. So that's where the soundtrack got inspired by.
No, I love it, actually. And you know what it reminded me of? So he picks on me. I have, besides list, I have rituals. So I like to play horror games. I'm a horror game player. But I set up a whole mood. I put out incense. I put out candles. Shut up.
Bottle of wine.
But a bottle of wine, yes. But I also have lights that connect to the TV in my living room. And I do red pulsating lights that are slow.
Okay.
Pulsating.
I like it.
But I also will do sounds. I'll do sounds too at the same time. And for me, it sets a mood that I can play this horror game. So I've been playing Resident Evil The Village, right?
Okay.
So I'll get Indian style on the floor like a child. Love it. And I will have this whole ambiance set and I'll play it. And so when I was watching your movie, it made me think of that kind of feeling of unsettled. I'm not okay with where I'm at. I'm here, but I don't want to be here.
So I play Rust. How do I get the ambiance of Rust in?
Jesse, shut up.
How do
Okay,
I
do.
Some candles.
If you don't mind, I'm going to ask one more question. And
no, please fire away.
No, she got great questions. Go ahead.
So,
I give her.
do you have
on questions?
Yeah. I spent 2 hours doing this yesterday.
You did good. I give you a compliment.
Thank you. Finally, he actually complimented me.
41 years.
Do you have Easter eggs in your movies? Are there certain items that are going to pop up? Are you going to are you into that?
I mean, he said he used this house, so that could be an Easter egg.
Yeah, I mean, not. Well, let me put it to you this way. I had not Easter eggs. Although I do love when Easter eggs are in movies, but what I have is a lot of tribute shots. So there are certain, like we discussed before, there are certain shots inspired by Poltergeist. There are certain shots inspired by Evil Dead. There is a shot in the bathroom, which I love to call the Shining shot, because it is very specifically inspired by a scene in The Shining before they get to the hotel, when Danny is talking to Tony in the mirror, and it's a slow push in on the shot. It's a very and this is a word I've made up, a very Kubrickian shot, which I love. So there's a lot of winks and nods to the greats that have come before me and to, you know, like people that I admire as filmmakers. So it's more like tribute shots and tribute ideas than it is direct Easter eggs in the film.
Kind of
We
like Evil
try.
Dead. Kind of like Evil Dead, where like they like did Wes Craven little perks in there. And there's a Jaws poster in one of the movies. There's a
Is there?
Jaws. Yeah, there
Okay.
is.
Mm-hmm.
It is in the shed.
background.
Yeah,
Now,
there's a Jaws, and then they did a Freddy Krueger glove. And I appreciate that.
I actually did try to include an Easter egg, but it was more of a thank you Easter egg. But the problem is it was a book. And when I tried to have mom reading the book, it was like, hey, dude, my producer's like, hey, dude, all the lights are out. Nobody can read in the dark. So I had to read on an iPad. So I had her on an iPad instead. So
Can I plug us and ask this for the next movie? Can we get a goofy picture of me and my brother, like as a picture frame in the background?
Or you just need to put a character in overalls.
No, we'll be hugging each other and be like, I don't know who these weirdos are, but they're here.
Or you could just have us playing in the background, me insulting her.
No, just a picture is fine. Nobody wants you, Jesse. I love you.
I don't know if this. I guess this isn't an Easter egg because she got the job after she played Grandma.
Yeah.
But a couple months later, I was flipping through the channels, and who do I see but Grandma on a national commercial, and she became, and you can YouTube her, Medicare Martha, selling Medicare across the country as a.
All right.
So I was like,
all
hey,
right, that's awesome.
We got Medicare Martha in our movie, and I didn't even know it. This is
If
awesome.
you
yeah, I love it.
what is it, Wilford Brandley? My diabetes. You get
Yep.
that?
Diabetes.
He could be the grandpapa.
All right, I have actual fun question for you. Like this is
Okay.
just not your movie stuff, but
It's not fun. When she says fun questions, she's gonna suck the fun out of it.
how is your taxes? No, I'm just kidding.
Do you do taxes?
Do you do your own taxes? No, actually no. You know what? Again, sorry.
Was that Louis Tully from Ghostbusters?
A little bit. Oh wait,
Okay.
who are you going to call? I actually bedazzled my own glasses, by the way. I'm okay with it.
She bedazzled.
I'm creative. By the way, I'll have to share my miniatures with you, but I make miniatures. I love it.
Oh my god.
I love my miniatures. I am a 60-year-old man trapped in a 42-year-old body. It's fine.
I'm an 80-year-old man trapped in that 43-year-old body.
But I have
It's
a really
getting
I have a fun question for you.
Okay.
If you had to survive a horror movie, which one would it be?
Oh wow.
Like,
Wow.
like you're a final girl, boy, man.
Right.
thing.
That'll be hard though, because each movie is different. So like a zombie.
But you're getting to pick.
movie-
You get to pick your own movie, and you
Okay.
get like.
Okay.
I find this fun. I find it fun.
What would you be your movie then, Amy?
No, we're
I
gonna
have
let.
ideas.
No.
See, she don't.
Well, there's always the easy answer, which I could say, which is my favorite movie of all time, Jaws, where you just say, okay, I just won't go in the water and I'm good. But if I was in a horror movie and I figured my best chance of survival, I would probably go with the Scream franchise, only because they're human. They can be stopped.
That's so. I
He hates Scream. He hates Scream so much.
because it's not a horror movie. It's the worst movie ever. I hate Scream movies.
Well, you and my producer would get along very well too, because he hates horror. He hates the Scream franchise.
So I made my own mask.
It's so bad. It's just.
Yeah, I made my own mask. They're both glittered.
See,
out.
Oh.
I am a Dawn of the Dead.
But
Day
I
of the
would
Dead kind of
yeah,
guy.
I would say
The
Scream.
original, not the remake.
Okay.
The 1979
Dawn of
version.
the Dead's a classic. I can't argue it. No, I would say Scream, not only because they're human, but because I would get to talk so many movie references throughout the whole film that I'd be
Yeah.
like in heaven.
You
So,
would get it. You would get it. He would
Yes,
say something
I would
like,
get-
"Oh,
I would
she's
get it.
dead."
so put me in Scream.
I'll be dead in any horror movie because I'm fat and slow.
Well, yeah, and you have diabetes. You're fucked.
Yeah, I have diabetes.
Type 2.
Type 2. Bad
Sorry.
shoulder. Bad
Sorry,
back.
man.
Bad knee.
We've already talked about it. I would shoot him and run away. It's
Oh,
zombie
okay.
porn.
So yeah, so you basically give them to the zombies like Shane did in season 2 for
Yep,
Oh
yep,
man,
yep.
that hurt my heart when he did that. I was like, that's the fattest guy in a zombie apocalypse, and they kill him.
You're done.
Well,
Which-
Spielberg did that too in Jaws. I mean, he showed the fat woman walking into the water. It's like, oh, there's the prey. There she
But
goes.
you got to admit, when we're going on Walking Dead, at first you didn't get Shane, and then afterwards, I was like, he makes a lot of
I got
sense.
Shane right away, by the way. I was always a Shane fan. We knew that. And it's not because he was hot. I understood Shane. I was down.
Which
I was
Rick
down.
turned into Shane.
He did.
basically.
He did. Okay,
Which-
so
that is not watchable no more.
another
After the
fun
prison episode.
another fun question for you. One more fun question. This will probably be the last one, but what is
Oh,
the
no.
scariest movie you've ever seen? Like for you, what is the scariest movie you've ever seen the entire time you've been watching movies?
2 Girls, 1 Cup.
I know that's yours.
Scariest movie I've ever seen. Okay.
That rocked you to the core. Something that it doesn't matter if it's gory, psychological, what got
Okay.
you?
I had a movie, and this is weird because I didn't think anything could make me this unsettled, and I only saw it about a year ago. And I was so unsettled by the movie because it was so brutal. And I reading the IMDb facts afterwards, I found out a lot of the real parts of it, especially the cruelty, the real life cruelty to animals that they did.
Yeah.
I watched Cannibal Holocaust for the first time about a year ago.
Okay.
Oh my God! You mentioned Lucio Fucci.
I was very, I was like rocked to my core. I was like, you know what? I can handle a lot. I will never watch this again. That was extremely disturbing to me.
All his movies is like that. Zombie.
So, Jesse,
Have you ever-
I was to say, remember when we were teenagers and you guys got me watch it?
yeah.
We were teenagers when we watched this movie. Cannibal Holocaust.
Zombies. So the movie Zombie, he made that movie too. And
Yeah.
You know what he did with the zombie parts? He put them in a freezer, unplugged it, let it sit there for a month, and then he threw it on the actors because he wanted real life animal decayed parts for zombies. And like,
yeah, that was. I'll
That's a
tell you,
crazy-
yeah, Cannibal Holocaust. Watching them like kill live animals and eat live animals and stuff like that was extremely disturbing. Plus,
the woman
you know,
on the scene where they cooked that woman on
yeah,
the steak.
like what they did to even though the people parts were fake, it was so disturbing to watch that it rocked me to my core. So that
You know what's
if you're talking about something that shook me to my core, that was it. As far as the scariest, when
it could be real though. That movie can be real because there is.
I mean,
trial.
they did such a good job as I call it one of the first found footage movies, actually, personally.
Yes.
But when we
there
were
was-
when we were 16, when I was 16, we watched this movie.
I let her watch it.
He did, and I ate pasta the whole time. But
That's
keep in mind, I was a
Did you see-
hunter. I hunted, and I was a hunter, and I still am, and I'm okay with that.
You know,
But
listen, I'm okay with hunting. I'm okay with, but it was the way. It wasn't just the animal stuff. I mean, it was the human stuff too.
It was the whole thing was fucked.
The whole
it could be
concept
real though. That's
was-
what scared me because there were actually tribes that does that to people.
To this day, still,
thing.
actually,
Right.
there's still
Yeah.
Right,
I mean,
and that's
literally.
why I will only visit certain countries where I'm safe and sound. But,
Well, look at me. I'm like 375 pounds. I'll be like a microwave of a dinner getting off the plane. They're like,
but when I was a kid, I don't think anything scared me more than The Shining. And it was actually the one scene had me messed up for years, and it was the shot where the beaver costume or whatever that beaver whatever that was at the end of the hallway. That visual messed me up forever. Seeing that thing stare at me, I was so shook to the core. But I'll tell you, this actually brings up a good topic for me because there was a movie, there was a horror movie, I guess you could technically call it a horror, that actually broke my heart in recent years. And it was so good. And maybe being a father to two daughters made it that much worse. But, and nobody ever talks about it. It's called Maggie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And
that movie is so sad.
Phenomenal, but so sad, but so good. And I was like, how are people not talking about this film? It is excellent, but hard.
Abigail Bernstein was so great in that movie, by the way.
Yes.
She was beautiful in that movie. Have you seen Speak No Evil? The original?
Speak No Evil. I'm trying to remember.
It was 2022.
Okay.
Better than the remake.
It was way better than the remake. It actually messed me up for an entire...
Killed me. The Bram Stoker Dracula, that was a scary movie.
Oh, yeah, because you were really into... I know, you were like... Gary Oldman was hot.
He was hot. Oh, yeah. Playing with my nipples when I watched that movie. I got my...
He was not even into his sexuality yet. He's like, oh my god, I might be a little gay.
I do my ambience. I'll light some candles, get some wine, put my nipple shirt on, and watch that movie. No, that was actually one of the movies scared me. And Stephen King, when the sewer scene, that's...
Hey, we all float. Jesse, all float.
No, remember we had a sewer system near us that looked just like that, and we played over there because our parents didn't watch us. They was too busy getting high. And
they were like, yeah, go play in the sewer.
They were like, go play outside in the storm. It's lightning. Who cares? Just don't come in because we're doing gaskets. That was their term for drugs. When we heard gaskets, that means they was going to get high. So
still don't get that to this day, actually.
We watched that, and we used to go outside, and every time I would run by that grate, if I saw a clown pop up, I would push Amy out of the way and be gone.
The thing is like listening to both of you, I find myself like in the middle because I'm like right where both of you are. I find everything hilarious.
Me too.
I have a really fucked up sense of humor, but yet I can understand the passion projects too and the seriousness. So it's like I'm right in the middle, and it's actually great.
I think you need both. I think you need a funny side. I think you need a passion side. I think somebody keep you on track. Like
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jesse.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Just don't forget to plug your IMDb page. If you got a Facebook, anything you want to plug it, just for people to know to find you.
Yeah, well, as far as my socials are concerned, I'm pretty much on every platform that I can think of, all the majors.
I followed you on YouTube, so I'm going to include I'm going to actually tag all your stuff in here.
Okay, perfect. So I'll make sure I follow you back if I haven't already. But I will. But yeah, I'm on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. It's all under Acres Films. Facebook. The app that I do have an X account. I'll be honest with you, I barely touch it. It's too confusing to me. There's another app I'm on called Slasher, which is a horror social media site. So I don't know if you guys are on Slasher or if you've
we aren't. But I you know what? Before I post this, I'll hit you up and ask you for all your handles, and I'll post them in this video.
Perfect.
With that, yeah.
Yep. And then I think that's it for the socials. But what I love to do is I actually like to ask, and you can, since you watched the challenge also, it's up to you how you want to answer it. But specifically to Sandman, I like to ask, what was your favorite scene and why? And that goes to each of you, and you can each take your turn, however you want to do it.
Mine was, I'm just going to take it. Mine was, actually, there's a couple scenes, and it was usually when she was by herself and she was feeling the entity there multiple times, and then when she was in bed and it like came up in the bed. Like,
I like the bed ones got me because it kind of it brought me back to my childhood. Like, because that was I was telling you earlier, like I was
I've
still
actually had
something
sleep paralysis too, by the way. So
Okay.
I've
the
actually had
bed
to deal with sleep paralysis more than once in my life,
the
and it
bed
made
scene
me
got
feel
me.
that
So,
feeling.
The bed
when
scene.
you say the bed scene, only because there's a large portion of it in the bed. Which bed scene are we referring to?
So the one, sorry, the one with the lady that like her eyes were like whited out and like,
Okay, so
yeah,
the mom scene,
yeah, the mom
basically.
Yeah,
scene. Yes, thank
Okay,
you. Yeah.
okay, that's for both of you. It was the
yes.
mom scene that was
Yeah, that was my
okay.
favorite, and I actually got like
It was most easy for me.
I got anxiety feeling. Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
That says it quite well, Amy. The anxiety. It gave me anxiety.
and it gave me
Um,
anxiety. Yeah,
I mean, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. Great. It wasn't my cup of tea, the
Okay.
movie, because I'm more of a old school zombie fan.
Okay.
And I have bad ADHD, so I was lost. I watched the movie 3 times
Okay.
because I got lost in the plot. There was a lot to the plot. Like you had to really watch it, and I, it, I'm not a smart man, so it's you literally have to bring out a hammer and tell me a hammer for
Okay.
me to understand it. But I don't know, great. Like the camera, everything was good. The actors, great. They like sold it because any type of movie, the actors can break it, and there was no part in that movie that I did not leave the scene because the actors or actresses. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
yeah.
Like
Nothing took you out of it.
yeah, because they did a good job. I
Okay.
just didn't understand the plot because again, I'm like a hammer, if you know if that makes sense. Like
Yeah, I got you.
old zombie movies like Dawn of the Dead, there is no plot. It's pretty much the dead we live.
I
You know,
got you.
so like Shining, there ain't really no plot. It's
So
not like a subplot. Like I don't get into paranormal activity because it's just too much.
I love paranoia
Amityville Horror.
activity.
I didn't like Amityville Horror because it was just too much of an underplot.
Okay.
No, I really
So
enjoyed that movie, but also for the challenge, my favorite was when her friend get kidnapped. So they're like at the top floor. They already did the challenge. They're
Okay.
how
going
did she
back
get?
down, and her friend like it's gone. Right.
Okay. Yep.
My favorite is when they get to the second floor area. I think it's the second floor, and people are just messing with her. That was my favorite. And then like it actually before then when they like she was in the door and she like jerked out like
Oh, she got dragged out in the doorway. Okay. Yep.
I really enjoyed that part. Like, so yeah, those in
Okay.
the two movies, like, yeah, the mom coming up on the bed fucking fucked me up because I do have mom issues. We all know it. I
Okay.
have daddy issues too. We all know it. It's from
The hell
previous
says it
episodes.
all. The hell says it all.
Previous episodes, we all know that I have parent issues, but
Me too. Me too.
it messed me up, and I like, but I really enjoyed both of the sequences. And I'm going to say this. So we didn't really talk a lot about your short, and I know you're going away from found footage, but I will say, Chef's Kiss. I
Thank
did
you.
feel,
Thank you.
much of Hell House, and
Okay.
I'm a huge Hell House person. I love Hell
Okay.
House,
Yep.
and it made me feel the same anxiety first time watching Hell House, the first movie, which
Oh,
is a
listen,
super compliment.
I will with as popular and as well loved as Hell House is as a found footage film, I will take that compliment all day long. So thank you.
And I loved it before, like, and I'm not
So-
trying to sound like a gatekeeper. I did love it before it was popular.
Okay.
What's your
but-
thoughts of Sandman, Amy, when you watched it?
I liked it, and I had moments where I was a little confused, but after watching about the fourth time, I understood after, especially interviewing you, for me, I was like, I get now that it's like a childhood fear, and it's about the fear of like being.
Yeah, I mean that makes more sense than when you're watching the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
But if I would give it a rating from 1 to 10, I would say it's at least a 7. I mean, I don't give 7 much.
I'll take it.
If you watch our channel, I don't give it much. I'm the one that knocks movies a lot. But I mean, it's a good movie, and he's
like a fucking 80-year-old man always.
I mean, I don't like movies like that. I like more nail and hammer movies with just like Sleepaway Camp. I didn't like that movie because there was so much underlaid plot where you find out she's a girl at
I just snorted.
the
I'm sorry.
so but I have a natural respect for the movie because it was a good movie because there was actually truly scenes that made me feel creepy.
And I hope we can keep in touch. I hope we can keep in touch and maybe like let you know where we're at in our progress and maybe ideas.
Yeah,
but
and
I'm yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say if you ever like I know you said I hope I covered all the questions for you because I like I said I had the time but no if you ever just want like a guest voice or a guest analyst hey. I'd love that. I love talking horror. So I wanted to touch on something you guys said before, real quick, before we close out, because you guys said you made a statement, and I've always found it to be true. So every metal show I've been to, every metal concert, I should say, not show, but metal concert I've been to, and every horror convention I've been to, because I love going to those too. You're spot on when you say the nicest, most warming, welcoming group of people I've ever come across. So the community is very, very open, very loving, and very, accepting of multiple voices and multiple subgenres and multiple filmmakers and whatever. So, or just fans, So I wanted to second that earlier, but I forgot to add it to it.
Great example. I love that. Do you know the band Cannibal Corpse?
Yeah, I know them because
I didn't wear my shirt today. Oh my god, I didn't wear my shirt today.
Me and my friend found it hilarious in the first Ace Ventura when he goes into the
when he's in the basement, clam chowder.
And the way Jim Carrey starts dancing to it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And ever since then, we just have cracked up at.
Hey Jesse, I was 13. Remember, I was 13.
But did you know the lead single? He goes to arcade games and wins calls and donates the toys to special places for kids.
Awesome.
We have met him before. He's the most educated, nicest person you have ever met.
So I actually have a picture on my Facebook on me and Corpse Grinder, and I'm what 14? Am I 14? Yep. Yeah, I'm 14, and Corpse Grinder is picking me up, and I really loved it. It was a good time.
I went and saw Slayer a couple of years ago, and you would think Slayer, the way there was a mosh pit and somebody fell, and literally everybody stopped.
By the way, I'm going to insert some raining blood right now.
Pick the guy up, make sure he was fine, and went back to a concert.
That's awesome.
That's why I get most people that listen to like Lamb of God, any hardcore movie, they're the nicest people ever. Because they just know they got empathy. I just don't know. It's hard to explain. Like Crater of Filth, people listen to it, but they got empathy. It's not it's you like the music, but you're not like that.
I think we're just different people. We think on a different level and a little deeper, and that's what I think. I think that psychology wise, and I have a degree in psychology, and I understand psychology, and I think
me too.
Yeah. I'm saying.
Degree.
I'm just saying, I think that people on this level are different, and we have a little more insight, but also creative, and we have a moment of like understanding and like caring for other people in a different way.
It's not so people don't understand when you listen to horror movies or watch, like great example, Alice Cooper. He don't dress in that makeup all day. It's a character.
Right.
I beg to differ. I beg to differ. Jesse, I beg to differ. I have a tattoo on my leg from Return of the Living Dead, and it's not a costume, it's a way of life.
No, but it's different.
Just saying. It's not a costume.
You watch horror movie, you like heavy music. You don't go around pushing young kids down the stairs.
I do actually. I kick kids downstairs all the time.
No, you would be the first person if you saw somebody fall, a kid fall, you'll run over and help them.
Well, I think I told you this weekend during our fishing trip, I was looking out for those kids. So I'm not going to side note too hard, but there were these kids that were like 7 and 9 fishing on the pier that I was on in the beach, and they didn't have parents. And it was kind of worrying me a little bit. And the kids were talking to me, and they were having a great time and like asked me how to fish. But this guy came over, and I thought maybe he was a parental person of these people, of these kids. he wasn't. And then he kept talking to him, and I said, hey, you know, are you their parent?
Right.
No. Like, leave them the hell alone. Let them, like, go. But yeah, I will say I'm the first person to, like, step in. I don't care.
That's all I'm saying. Don't. It's hard to judge a book. People look at me. I'm a big guy with overalls, a big build. They think I'm like, you know what I mean? Got a shotgun. Like, I don't take kindly your type. I'm the most open-minded, don't care about anything person you will ever meet. Looks can really fool people the way people look. And the
I
way
would say
act.
people don't know that I do clinical research. I don't look like that girl, but it's okay. Like, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, she's got a wig she's got to put on tomorrow.
I do actually. I have a brown wig that
She
I'm
sent
going
me
to
a
put on
picture.
tomorrow.
I said, that is a wig. She was like, oh,
you know
can
what?
tell.
I
I'm
didn't
like,
have time. It was a job that I wasn't interviewing for. I just got thrown at me, and I want it. So it's a project manager job. I've been wanting one.
She looked like she was going to be on a corner.
Thank you. I've got it, so I'm housing it. But I'm going to close out. Do you have anything else to say, Matt?
No, just like I said, guys. You just confirmed the theory that we all floated out there of horror people being warm and loving. So thank you for that, and thank you for having me. It's been a blast. I love talking film. So,
well, thank you so much, Matt.
Shoot it to us. I would love to watch them. I would love to. I like it. If you got any more film coming out, or if you got any more ideas, shoot it to us. We'll watch them.
Absolutely.
I always like to find new films. We've watched so many now that it's getting hard to find new ones.
It is tough.
You know what? It's never hard to find new ones, Jesse. You're closed-minded a little bit. I love you, but you do not watch new movies.
No,
you're
I don't.
So hard-headed that you won't, and I will watch any fucking thing. And I love
80s, 90s, and 2000s.
Yeah. So, 70s, Jesse, do you 50s? Know how many movies you haven't seen that are so fantastic? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know. This is our dynamic. Go watch some 50s, good movies.
Have you ever seen a good 50 horror movie like Creature from the Black Lagoon, the very original Dracula movie? I tell you what, the best one is,
next time you come to the show, get your walker. Get your walker. Drag it in.
That's good movies. You don't know what
I watched a movie from 1940.
It's good. Them old movies are really good because the like Alfred Hitchcock.
I love the movies too, Jesse, but there are so many good movies in the last fucking 20 years, 10 years.
No, I can't stand the new
There's so many good movies. Bring Her Back was great.
Horrible.
Talk to Me was great.
Ride a bicycle with no seat.
Baghead was great. Weapons was great. Let me go on.
Hereditary is one of my favorite.
Hereditary, thank you.
Yeah.
Have you seen Baghead? Baghead was amazing.
I've not seen Baghead.
Baghead was so good.
No,
I really enjoyed it.
I couldn't get past the first 30 minutes without going, boo.
Whatever. I love Irish horror. The Hollow was amazing.
I saw The Hollow. It's not bad.
See, yeah.
Not bad.
Hey, how about you, when you come back, you get out of your 1950s body and come back as I'm fucking millennial.
I hate all new things like music.
Well, actually, you're technically Gen X, all right? You're a year older.
Music-wise, I listen to King Diamond. That tells you something. How
King Diamond is amazing. Abigail.
King Diamond. That's like Slayer. I don't like anything newer. I'm that old guy. I'm going to go see AC/DC.
And that's your fault. That is your fault. That's going to be your fault. You can't listen to anything or watch anything newer. That's your fault.
I watched Mastodon. That's a newer band.
It's not that new, Jesse. It's fucking 30 years old now. That's not new. That's not new. All right, I'm gonna close out, and I'm gonna say thank you so much, Matt. Thanks for talking to us, taking our questions, and actually inspiring horror again. I love it.
Dealing with my sister list.
I hate you.
I love the list. I'm a list person, so I'm all for it.
I'm not a list person.
I fucking love our community. I love that we can talk about this stuff. And actually, no, I will say this conversation remade me want to do my movie more and more.
Good. I hope you do it. I hope you go full steam ahead. And I want updates.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want updates too. But thank you so much. I hope everyone has a safe and wonderful weekend. I know it's Juneteenth. Fuck yeah. Enjoy it.
It's birthday tomorrow.
Yeah, it is your son's birthday. Hopefully he won't be a grouchy old man like you. But yeah, thank you, Matt, for joining us. We really appreciate it.
No, thank you guys. Thank
if
you.
you have any follow-up,
can we do a rating? How do you think this show rated from the YouTuber you used to?
yeah, no, Jesse, there's no rating.
We'll 3.
Bye.
Have a good night, guys.
You too. Bye.
Take care.